South Pass. South Pass was the most important landmark on the Oregon Trail, the key to westward migration. Without South Pass, wagon travel across the continent would have been impossible, and Oregon and California would probably not have become a part of the United States. South Pass, elevation 7,550 feet, is a mountain pass on the Continental Divide in the Rocky Mountains in southwestern Wyoming. The Continental Divide is made up of a very long mountain range that starts in Alaska and makes its way all the way down through Canada, through the United States, down into Mexico. South Pass marks the halfway point of the Oregon Trail. The pass is a natural gap in the Rockies that is miles wide, filled with prairie and sagebrush, allowing a broad and nearly level route between the Atlantic and Pacific watersheds. The Sweetwater River rises on the east side of the pass and flows into the Atlantic Ocean, while Pacific Creek rises on the west side and flows to the Pacific. At South Pass, immigrants crossed the Continental Divide and the eastern boundary between the United States and Oregon Territory. Before 1849, it was at this point that immigrants left the territory controlled, more or less, by the United States. Even though the immigrants were now in Oregon country, there was no reason to celebrate. They were still only halfway to their destination. There were 1,000 miles yet to travel. Now, I'm going to find the main idea of this article. I'm going to look for repeated words or ideas. First, I'll look at the title, South Pass. I do remember this article mostly being about the Oregon Trail stop, South Pass. Here it is in this paragraph. I see it again in this paragraph. I see a shortened version of it in this paragraph. I see it here in the fourth paragraph. I don't see it in the last paragraph, but I guarantee you it's probably about South Pass as well. I also remember it emphasizing that this was the most important landmark on the trail because without it, they probably wouldn't have been able to pass through to the west side of the country. So I would say this article is mostly about the most important landmark on the Oregon Trail, South Pass. Now I'm going to highlight some of the details that support the main idea. First, I'm going to start in the first paragraph. I think it would be worth highlighting this part here. Without South Pass, wagon travel across the continent would have been impossible. In this paragraph here, I think highlighting the first sentence, South Pass is a mountain pass on the Continental Divide in the Rocky Mountains in southwestern Wyoming, is another important detail. In this paragraph here, I would highlight that the pass is a natural gap in the Rockies that is miles wide, filled with prairie and sagebrush, allowing a broad and level route. In this paragraph here, I think the second sentence is important. Before 1849, it was at that point that immigrants left the territory controlled by the United States. Finally, in this last paragraph here, I would highlight the sentence, they were still only halfway to their destination. Now you have about 5 details that I've highlighted to support the main idea to choose from.